I'm still trying to get my act together here, and I can see that I'm having problems because the camera is still in between my eyeball and this. There's a camera right there, so I have to move my head around this camera to see what I'm doing. So I was thinking, as I was looking at these pens, that I just bought this pen from myself. It was in the sale bin, and now it's in my little hand. And do I really want to keep it? I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. But it made me think of what would happen if you were in my shop and you were buying a pen from me. And let's say we got down to a point where this is the pen you wanted. And let's say I'm picking a number out of the hat. Let's say I wanted $50 for this pen. $50 in cash, coin of the realm. Let's say I wasn't going to accept a check. I've only had one bad check with a pen purchase, and it was because the person was closing their account and they made it right. So in 35 years of selling pens, that's the only time it ever happened. So I think pen people are generally good, but often they're generally, they might be cheap. Not in the sense of how you are cheap. I know how you guys are cheap. You just don't want to spend money. But other people are cheap because they don't have they don't have the money to spend in the first place. So they would be more than happy to pay $50 for this pen if they had $50. But let's say they only had $40. And they could say, would you take 40? And I might say yes, or I might say no. Chances are I would say no. But I said I can sell it for $45. But I'm going to take this cap off and give you this cap instead. Now look at this cap. It's really bent. It has more dings than this one had. It works perfectly well as a cap. It will keep the nib covered when it's in your pocket. It will slide on and slide off, but it's fugly. I might be able to straighten the clip a little bit more than it is now. This is just, I have a pile of caps, like 10 times that amount in a drawer. I don't have the barrels and nibs to go with them, but I have lots of extra caps. So yes, I can make the pen cheaper for you, for you. For you and you, it will not be cheap enough, no matter what I do. So I'm not talking to you guys. You guys can go back to pulling legs off of spiders or whatever else you do for fun. But for you and you that don't have money to spend on a pen because you have bills to pay and children and other things that money has to go for, but you really need a pen to write your novel or to draw your pictures or whatever, take your notes in school. So you really, really need a pen, but you only have $40. You don't have $50. So you might be happy with this result. Or let's say you really don't like the fact that the clip is bent. Well, maybe this cap would be a solution. It has other issues that are cosmetic, but again, it will work perfectly fine. And let's say you don't want to buy, no matter how inexpensive it is, you don't want to buy the pen because it has a clear flaw in it. Well, I don't know what to do then. Sometimes if you buy two pens, I'll give you you know, I'll add the 50 and the 50, and it adds up to 100, but I'll sell it for 80, let's say, because you're buying in bulk, even though 2 is hardly bulk. But there's always a way to make a pen cheaper when you buy a pen from me. It may not be very much cheaper, but there's a way to make it cheaper. I'm just telling you that right now. But usually there has to be a reason for me to make it cheaper. I'm not just going to say, oh yeah, I'll take less than that. No, I don't do that. I'm from Minnesota. We say if something is $10, that's what it is. It's $10. You people in your state who are used to wheeling and dealing, or I once went to Italy, and an Italian friend of mine that lives there said, you know, part of commerce is this back and forth wheeling and dealing. It's just part of the fun of doing business. And it's not like they're trying to screw you. It's just part of what you do. It's like chewing food. You know, you could swallow the chunk of steak without chewing it, and maybe it'll be fine. But the idea of this bartering, this back and forth, is part of the pleasure of doing business. Unless you're from Minnesota, in which case the price that is on the thing is what you pay. Now, the people that say, they pick up a pen, they want to buy a pen, and they say, they point out all the flaws. You know, it has a ding here, it has a name here, it has a tooth mark there, it has a blah. And I said, well, why are you even touching it then? Don't even put it down. Put it down. I don't want it to infect you with any sort of disease it has as well. Just put it down. I don't want to sell it to you if you hate it so much. You know, but sometimes, you know, someone will say, there's a crack there, and I'll say, oh my God, I didn't even see that. So thank you for pointing that out. I'll take it out of my sale bin. Or if you want to buy it for just the nib, it's fine. I can sell you the nib. Take the nib out and buy the nib or something, you know. But the point is that I'm trying to make, I guess, is when I say a pen is X dollars, I usually want to keep it at X dollars. And if you want to pay X minus Y dollars for it, I'd like to know why it is that you feel my price is too high. It could be because I want to get a bargain. Okay, that doesn't work for me. I'm buying it for resale. That doesn't work for me. I bought the pen for resale too, so bite me. You know, I'm sorry, that doesn't work. It has a crack in it. Okay, that's understandable. I see that now. That's why it's priced at $50, not $100, I might say. Or I might say, gee, I didn't know that crack was there. Thank you for pointing it out. It will be less. But you have to give me a reason. Just because you want a bargain, that doesn't work. Just because you want to buy it to resell it, that doesn't work necessarily. If you want to buy 20 pens of mine to fix up and sell, that might work. I'll sell it a little less. But anyway, the point is, I guess, that, you know, if this pen is $50 and you only want to spend $40 on it, I'll sell it to you for $40. But I'll keep that, and you get that. Oops. Now it's broken. Now you can buy it for $40 with the good cap. No, I don't know. It's. I try to sell pens. I would try to sell a pen that to someone. I try to sell a pen that I can afford to buy. put it that way. If I'm willing to spend $50 on this pen, so should you. So there's that's how the pricing system works in my little house, my little shoppy. You want me to make it cheaper? I'll make it cheaper. Now, if you want to spend more money, I can do that too. See this cap? This cap is in perfect melt. This cap, look, this cap is nicer than that cap. So, well, okay, let's... Okay, well, it doesn't fit. So much for that idea. Why doesn't it fit? What's wrong with this thing? Well, I don't know what's wrong with it, but it doesn't fit. Now, where did the pen go that I just was using? The one that I bought for myself at my Shopee, right here. It's really nice, this pen. This would not be $50. This would be more than $50 because of this really, really nice nib that it has. You know, it might be $60. I don't know. And they also work, you know. Some people pay, you know, charge $50 to put a sack in a pen. You know, I have many pens that it will sell for less if you want to fix them. But the reason I haven't fixed them is there's usually some issue where they're really, really, the pieces are put together really, really tightly. I'm not able to take them apart yet. And, you know, there's always a chance of breaking a pen playing around with it. And I may say, I don't want to take that chance. If you want to take the chance, you can buy it for $30 or whatever. So anyway, so much for that. Bye.